everybody? Welcome to another episode of Know Your Role, the SmackDown post show for BodySlamNet. And joining me to fill in Stephanie Hype this week is Miss Krssi Love.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Wow.
How are you, Miss Alex?
I'm doing well. I'm doing splendid that I get to spend some time with you
Yay. It's
tonight.
been so long.
Yeah, I know. It's been long. You've been killing it on True Heel Heat,
Thank you,
serving
doll.
faces and heels. I also mentioned that I saw you at Grand Slam with the wrestling club. How is it wrangling those good old kids along to wrestling shows?
It is work. It is a lot of work. Being officially one of the chaperones in the group, in the crew, it is a lot of work, especially when we have at least like 30 something kids coming with us to a whole show. So yes, it's a lot of work. And I come from work and I go straight to them, and it's like more work. So it's a lot, but it's so much fun, and we have a great time, and it's just a joy to see kids just able to watch wrestling and just have a love of it. And like, I wish I had that when I was a kid.
Do you live vicariously through them on like during events now?
Yes, absolutely. It's so, especially when they meet the superstars, it's so great. It's just, I was like, oh my God, like we're all like little kids, like just like we're fanning out.
But then you get the opportunity through them to like walk around the AEW ring and stuff. You're like, yep, I this is for the kids, but also for me.
But yeah, I'm a big kid as well. I just look tall, I'm just, I blend right on in.
I love it. All right, so let's cut to the chase. We've got SmackDown. It is after Crown Jewel. We got some results. Mm-hmm. What did you think of Crown Jewel? I want to pick your brain on that first. Right.
Yeah, Crown Jewel is Crown Jewels, and this one was very, I would say, predictable. Yeah, that's it. This is what I did not expect to happen with John Cena happened, but everything else I expected to happen.
Yeah, I was shocked to see Kairi come back.
Yes, that as well. Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the good surprises. Other than that, the show was, the big sigh again.
It was a show.
It was a show,
really. That's what it was. But we started off SmackDown tonight with Kevin Owens on commentary.
Oh, my God.
And Nick Aldis put it out there where if Kevin Owens attacks anyone tonight, he will be suspended. I don't know about you, but I need Kevin Owens on every single episode of SmackDown.
he made commentary great. He was just amazing. The little like drawing on Austin Theory's and Grayson Waller's faces and everything, and looking at he had the whole like TV screen his own stuff. It was great. He needs to be there every week.
Every single
He will make SmackDown so much bearable, I swear.
And I also love that he just throws on a tie on top of his graphic
t-shirt. Yes. Not even like blended in like a shirt or like a vest, nothing. Just throw the tie on top of it. I love it.
I love that it's not a clip-on too. It's a real
tie. Yes, absolutely. You're going to see this whole fit around my neck. Absolutely. I'm here for all the aesthetics. Absolutely.
I'm so here for all of it. Oh man. I hope they give him a raise on commentary.
He deserves it.
He deserves it, especially after the work he did tonight, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, we open up the show with LWO at Crown Jewel. Rey Mysterio lost his United States Championship. Logan Paul won.
Which we knew was going to happen. If you didn't think that was going to happen, you need to stop living underneath the rock that you are living under. Because, hello, this was so predictable. Friends.
Yeah, it was predictable, but last week on our prediction, we did Crown Jewel predictions after our SmackDown review, and I said it like Logan Paul needs to win it just to have a little bit more of a fresher tone to the United States Championship. Yeah, and he definitely started it off with taking a photo naked, showering with the United States Championship.
I mean, I am not the Logan Paul fan, but I will give credit where credit is due. And this is what the belt needed. I mean, it needed something fresh. It was getting very bland for this title. It's not like the other title on the other show. So we needed something to like kind of like tweak it and turn it up a little bit and like make more eyes to see this belt.
Yeah. And even Kevin Owens on commentary said that he was a sociopath for showering with the belt. Again, pay Kevin Owens the extra money. But please. Rey Mysterio comes out and says that Logan Paul is to blame, but then Carlito interrupts. He comes out right before his match and says that the blame shouldn't be on Logan Paul, but rather Santos Escobar, because he was the one to leave the brass knuckles in the ring. I mean, he was right.
He's right. Like, you can't be mad where you have to take account for your actions. And he did something. Maybe it wasn't his intention to do that, but that's what happened.
Yeah. It's, for me, I mean, with everything that played out tonight, I wish that they would have done more with the LWO and Carlito, especially after Backlash. Yes. Like, it just seems like it's a little too late.
It's too late, yes. If they were going to pull this trigger, they should have pulled it way before, when they were first fighting for the title together. And now you break up the crew and everyone has these tattoos, and there's now like...
Now they got to get tattoo removal, laser removal.
Girl. But Ray doesn't have one, I don't think. I think everyone else has it, but Ray.
I think Ray did.
Maybe from before. You're right. You're right.
Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know if it was the Puerto Rico tattoo journey. Okay. I'm not sure. But
it's too late.
Yeah, it just feels like a little too late. But then we get into the match with Bobby Lashley and Carlito. What did you think of this?
It was, cool.
It was a match.
It was a match. I mean, honestly, yeah, I didn't expect anything more or less or whatever. It was a match.
It was a match, really.
You?
It was a match.
How did you feel?
I feel the same way. Like, I do have this thing where it's like, again, listen, Backlash was the best event this year. Absolutely. I think we can argue, we don't have to argue about it. The end of a year awards are coming up for, every single media news outlet, and, what was the best pay-per-view or event, live show, it's going to be Backlash. 1000%. We've never seen a crowd like that. And especially reacting to LWO and Carlito coming out. Again, I would be excited for a Bobby Lashley versus Carlito match, especially this is throwback to 2006.
Correct.
I'd be more excited for it if it was the week after Backlash, 2 weeks after Backlash or something. The thing that held my attention the most from this match was B-Fab in the back watching it.
Yes. Like, is she going to be the next member? Like, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like, I'm liking the way they're now segueing to this new crew that they have now going on, because they dismantled the original crew. So it's like, yes, I'm very intrigued on how B-Fab is going to be pushed into this way, this new group.
I'm just waiting. I'm like, hurry up already.
Right.
She's backstage. She's in the ring. I mean, she's in the building.
It just takes too long to do things. Like, you give us these little, snippets of these little, Easter eggs, and then just do it already. Like, stop. What's holding you back?
Exactly. Like, she's already established on the roster. She's already established on the show with SmackDown. We know who she is, but let's get to know her a little bit more besides just being in the back watching the match, you know? Like, execute it already, because that's where I feel that sometimes it can fail when they take too long to execute something, especially with the women.
And then you can't connect with them.
Yes, exactly. It's too late to connect with them.
It's too late, yep.
Which is what is happening with the LWO. But Lashley gets the win. And then Carlito gets attacked in the ring. Santos Escobar just watches him. Which, listen, it makes sense to me. I don't blame him, because Carlito was just blaming him like 10 minutes ago. And now he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to save you.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm like, what's happening? Like, you just was talking about me. You just blame me for everything. You trying to turn my people on, turn their backs on me. Like, I'm not going to help you. I'd like, leave. Like, no, I'm going to stand there and watch you, get beat up. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. Like, you might be family, but essentially I'm going to look out for myself. And if you're going to put the blame on me, I'm going to watch you get your ass beat.
Basically.
It makes sense.
Basics. And I'm not mad at it at all.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it either. But Rey Mysterio was mad about it. And he pushes Santos, says that we are a family. LWO is a family. Rey Mysterio slaps the shit out of Santos.
Which I didn't even expect, because you didn't even do that to your own son. So I'm like, what? We was the same energy. I'm sorry. I'm like, sir. Yeah. This is not even your child, and now you are slapping other people very hard and aggressively, I might add, too.
Very, very hard. I mean, maybe he considers Santos more of a son than Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dom? Really? Dag. Okay.
I know. Times have changed. When you're climbing up a ladder for custody, and then you drop your son to Rhea Ripley. Times have changed for sure. But huge shout out to Zelina Vega for selling that whole bit. Give my girl an Emmy.
Well, one thing she's gonna do, she's gonna show up and show out. That thing we can also guarantee from Selena. We're always gonna get that. Zelina. We're always gonna get that from her. Like, I mean, I wish they would give her more as well to do, because she's also like someone that's far in the background. Like, she should be like pushed to the forefront too, and not just like a fourth wheel, a part of the crew.
Yeah, again, all of this I would have cared about so much more if it was built to this moment from Backlash, or even a little after Backlash. I think maybe Carlito had some issues with signing a contract and other leftover, projects that he needed to tend to, or whatever that matter was. But it's disappointing for me to see that they are finally giving a story to the LWO, but the story is them breaking up.
Right.
Like,
that's kind of like their formula. Unfortunately, is like, you put a faction together, we get excited for the faction, we like the faction, then you don't do anything to the faction, then you break the faction up, and then we're like, what happened? Why did you do that? Now you want to make a whole story on why they broke up. You want to put you like dysfunction and dysfunctional families.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit. It's like they're recycling a little bit of like, oh no, dysfunctional family falling apart. With the LWO, especially, like, I don't know. For me, it's that. Like,
it's flat.
It's very flat. I really wanted somewhat of a story, like, with the LWO for a very long time within the past couple months. And, like, we're getting it, but now it's a breakup. It's like, we could have done a little bit more, but...
Yes.
I'll take it. No worries.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens, definitely, to play out at Survivor Series, because they're definitely building up.
Then there's no belt involved. Like, the whole point, like, they should have let Escobar get the belt from him. Like, there's what are we fighting for now? What's the whole point? That I was in your shadow? Is that what we're going to say next week when you finally talk? Okay, great. Thanks.
What was the reason? What was the reason? And that's the thing about WWE, is that they have fantastic factions that they just don't like, you know
what
pull
to
the
do with
trigger
them.
on.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with them. Even in the chat, I'm seeing like Hurt Business was another group that was broken up way too soon. It's like they don't let them cook.
They don't let them cook. And then I feel like that's what's going to happen with, Street Business too, or whatever the name is. Like
Street Business is a great name.
It is a
Street Fab. Oh, there we go with B-Fab, maybe. Maybe.
I see what you're doing there, friend. I see what you're doing. But you're letting these guys, you cook up, you put them, you give us these little teases, and then, we like them, and we're like, oh my God, this is such a great faction. Then you want to just like, okay, let's throw the monkey wrench and we're going to break you guys up now. It's like, what? Why? What is the point? Like you have no, I guess you have nothing else for us to do. Great. But do you need to break us up?
Yeah. There's no reason to do it, but even in transitioning to our next segment, they're even doing that with Damage Control.
It's girl. First of all, I mean, Damage Control has been lost for months now.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Kairi is back, oh girl, like the writing is on the wall. Like it's just, when are you pulling the trigger?
Mm-hmm.
And after tonight's events, we'll get into, it's just like, it's all there. It is all there. It's just like, when are you going to pull the trigger and how are you going to execute it?
Yeah.
Now, because we really weren't giving really too much of a thought of that group for a while now.
I agree.
Especially like even, I want to say even before she won Money in the Bank, it was kind of like, okay, Dakota was out. So, that's kind of what put the stuff on the back burner, because she was the one that was injured, which was, it's an accident, but okay, whatever. I'll keep going on and on.
I understand, because I agree, where it's just like, again, this is another faction where it's like nothing's really moving except for one individual. Like with LWO, it was Rey Mysterio, and now with Damage Control, it's Io Sky. Yeah. I loved when she won the Money in the Bank. I thought it was very cheeky, as the London people say. Very cheeky that, Bayley got handcuffed to the ladder and Io won. So there's, again, like those elements of sabotaging Bayley's leadership. And she even mentions it tonight when she comes out solo. And she says that she's had a plan and a vision for Damage Control. I mean, essentially she has, because she was the one that asked, it's at SummerSlam. Exactly. Then she calls out Io and says that she didn't know that Kairi was going to return. She didn't know that this was part of the plan. And then Io and Dakota and Kairi come out. And the way that Kairi came out.
Girl. I am loving the whole evil. And I mean, it's the whole aesthetics for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the evil pirate, pixie, fairy, I don't even know what to say. Like, girl, like, it's just all, like, everything is just put together great. And what are we going to do now? Like, are we going, like, what's going to happen? Is it after Survivor Series? Because I know where we're going.
Yeah. But she looked like a final boss.
I mean,
the way that she came out, and she was like her head down, just walking, all dressed.
Like you see, like with that one eye, and just like it's like the extra eye makeup is spot on.
On point. But Io says that it's Io's era, and she wants to thank Kairi for helping her. But then we get into it, because the last time we saw Kairi in WWE, she was attacked by Bayley.
Ding, 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 ding.
So, marking the history there. And I really want to touch on the history of all of these women, definitely when we talk about the main event, because I'm excited.
It's a lot. It's a lot of like backstories, and like I'm just waiting to see how they're going to pull this trigger. That's all I want to see. Like what's going to happen.
Yeah, I am as well. I so am. And especially when Kairi says that she does respect Bayley as the leader of Damage Control, and she does forgive Bayley. And my favorite moment probably from the entire night, besides Kevin Owens on commentary, was when they're all going in for a hug and Bayley's like, I don't do that anymore.
Right.
I'm not a hugger.
I love that. Like, you gotta pay homage and like go back and like, it's just little things like that. Just be like, you know what, this is awesome. This is great stuff,
Yeah, it's exactly what Maggie says in the chat. Bayley, you in danger, girl. Because she might be.
I think she knows that. That's why she came out one by herself. Once she seen Kairi, she was like, "Oh crap!" Like, I think she's coming for me. Like, and as she should. Like, you put her out for what was that? 3 years?
3 or 2 years? Yeah, a long time.
This is like screen pandemic. Like, this is pandemic. I feel like. Mm-hmm. We had just had the TV screen, so this was
the Thunderdome.
Oh, there we go, the Thunderdome days. Yep. Oh, children.
Definitely the Thunderdome days. But I will say, like, Kairi left WWE and she did a great job in Stardom. She had a really great run in Stardom. Also, if we consider the fact she's the first IWG Women's Champion.
Yes.
And she lost it to Bayley's best friend.
Girl, like, there's layers. There's layers to this onion, man. I mean, it's peeling it back, and I mean, it's gonna bring y'all to tears if y'all still. I mean, I'm here for it all. Like, yes, it's so much like layers to this thing, and now she's back to like, oh, well, your former best friend is now gone or whatever, and now I'm back, and listen, you have nobody. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's true. She doesn't have anybody. And yeah, Bayley was there for that match. Mm-hmm. Bayley was there at the Tokyo Dome when Mercedes came through. So again, there is so much history with Kairi, with Bayley, even with Io and Kairi going back to the Stardom days. And I tweeted this out where Bayley now is the only member in Damage Control to not wrestle in Stardom because Dakota wrestled in Stardom. She's a former Artist of Stardom champion. Io's a Grand Slam champion in Stardom, and Kairi has held the World of Stardom Championship. So like they're all three of them are former champions in Stardom. Bayley has not wrestled in Stardom, but I'm just gonna suggest a Bayley Stardom run, please. And thank you.
I mean, I've been saying this on True Hill Heat for the longest. If WWE was smart and get their coins together, you guys can literally let others, do their thing. You already have eyes. Mm-hmm. What would you do if someone else go to another program or industry or company? You're bringing more eyes and more money to you guys. Like, hello. Exactly. Like, you're not seeing the big picture. You're not understanding. There's money to be made. There's people to be It's all about bringing people together. That's what wrestling does. Exactly. And if you do that, we can all win. But no, they don't want to do that. So
yeah, they don't want to do it. So
in another lifetime, I guess
they don't.
The
like
others
money.
Do that. They don't.
That's what it is. They don't like money. It's not my problem. It's not my money to make. But. Anywho, but Bianca comes out. She's a bone to pick with Damage Control. She brings out Charlotte. She brings out Asuka. And so they're setting up the 6-women tag main event, which BT dubs. The women have main evented SmackDown 2 weeks in a row. You love to see it. And we'll get into the main event, then we'll get into our thought process on them setting up the War Games, because I definitely have a lot to say about that, and I know you do as well.
Did you not think of like, oh, they put Asuka in there? I was like, wait, when did Asuka become a face? I thought she was a heel. Like, what's going on? And I was like, what is she doing with the girls over here? I was like, okay, whatever. I already know what's happening. Like, but yes, let's go. Continue to the show.
Yes. We'll get to it. I got a lot to say. We might spend an extra 30 minutes on what they're setting up, honestly. But next up we have Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander for a match. What did you think of it? It was pretty good.
It was. I love when they bring new people and showcase them, and then they bring one of the veterans like i.e. Cedric, and this is a person that can wrestle, could have been pushed more, but you don't do it, and now they have to be taking L's because you have to put someone else over.
Yeah. Which is a drag because he's there on the
He's there,
roster.
he's on the roster, and some of his peeps are not there no more, but he's still there. He's still going on. He's still trucking along, and he's still showing up. And he can wrestle, and he can wrestle. And you guys just don't do anything with him. It's
Yeah.
sad.
And that era of 205 Live was special. I don't think they should bring back the show, but
No,
I would love if they brought back the division.
they could easily showcase or give like a match each show from on SmackDown, from on Raw. Like give them one match per show, and showcase like those guys. Like they are so good. That's what made us like understand and know like these high flyers. These guys are not like they're not the big guys. They're not meant to be them, but they're going to wrestle their behinds off, and they're going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you have Rey Mysterio there too. So it's like he could be leading the division. He can be that veteran, like you mentioned, where he's uplifting the younger talent. And it's not to say that Cedric is a younger talent, but like, I don't think that should be his role when he
Correct.
has a lot of potential still in his career.
Yes.
And it's being wasted by just sitting in the back. It's nice to have him on TV, like it's nice to see him on, but it's like that's another talent that I want to see more of.
I don't want to see him come out to lose and then just lose in like 5 minutes. Like it's just it's doing a disservice for us. I feel like. I mean, yes, it's putting another person over. He's on TV, so I guess that's a plus. But the way you're showcasing him on TV is just like, come on, guys, like you have to do better.
And we can love that it was a great match. We can love that he's on TV while also projecting our desire to want to see him more on TV. It's great that he's on tonight, but like, when's the next time we're going to see him? 6 months from now? I don't want that.
Correct.
I don't want that. But still a good match. Still a good showcase for sure. And they were cooking. So you love to see them cooking in the ring, of course. But next we have LA Knight versus Grayson Waller. Where does LA Knight go after losing to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel?
He will go against Logan Paul. He will be the United States champion. And that's where it will land him. I mean, we've seen him in the main event. I mean, they should have put the belt on him from before when he was going, another scenario. This is it. They didn't pull the trigger when they needed to. Then he got really, really hot. Now he's hot. Now you want to showcase him. You put him in a main event. You let him lose. Now what? But he says he's not done with them. Okay, great. So now what are we going to do again? We're going to have another match? Okay. What? Okay. And you're going to lose again? All right, then boy, you gotta like slow it down. Go like figure this out. But I mean, that's just me. I think that's just the end game of him going against Logan probably at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Or I think, I don't know how we'll get there.
Right.
But I would love to see LA Knight versus Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And finally let it go.
Yeah, finally let it go from Seth. Seth's been doing a good job, but again, like, I think we could pass it down to someone else. I think we
done
can
it
get
now.
fresh
Yes.
foods.
Yes.
Get some fresher opponents in there. And again, like, you have now this fresh face that has a championship, that has what you want to, elevate to, a serious world championship. So why not put it on the person that is so completely connected with the crowd right now, And so afterwards, again, after WrestleMania, let's start that LA Knight era, because the LA Knight era has been pounding on the door since Money in the Bank.
Yep, that's correct. That's correct. And it's been pounding, and we're we're trying to push the door down. I think the more the crowd makes noise, the more they're like, okay, hey, maybe this guy got something. But I never thought about your scenario, and I kind of like that scenario better than him being a mid-carder. Like, he can be a main eventer. He can talk. He can wrestle. Like, let him cook. Let him do what he needs to do.
Yeah, and I think the perfect person to give him that current modern endorsement is Seth Rollins rather than John Cena. Like, it's good that he teamed up with John Cena. It's great that he's having these matches against Roman Reigns, but I think Seth is really the key to LA Knight really finally like becoming a little bit more cemented.
Okay.
On TV. So, I don't know. We'll see how we get there, I don't know.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But I will be watching.
I will be watching as well. However, I have to say, Grayson Waller and LA Knight are two people that have, in my opinion, the worst in-ring look right now. I hate the gear. What is happening?
Yeah, and Grayson Waller has. I think he's worse than the other one. I think he has to be by far. And even Kevin Owens like, "What are you doing with these sequins? You have sequins all over the place. Like, what's happening? Like, it's it's terrible. And it's crazy because he's an annoying character. I like it. He's over. He's like annoying and he's good and he's a great heel. Just that your aesthetics just not match the personality and the it doesn't match up for me.
Yeah, it looks like, especially LA Knight, it looks like he's taking two separate pieces of wardrobe and just like something got lost within travels and he just had to borrow something.
Yeah, the boots are bad.
The boots. Yeah.
I'm like, when did he start wearing those boots? I was like, I don't even remember him wearing those. It was like they're terrible. It looked like they don't even fit him. Like, they're too big.
It's a distraction for me.
It is.
They're wrestling a little bit.
But I can tolerate his more than I can tolerate Grayson.
Yeah, I can too. Like, Grayson Waller's gear is like, and you should know because you have kids, you deal with the wrestling club as well, where Grayson Waller looks like you give your child permission for one day to dress themselves and then they come out and they look like Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm. This is true. This is one of the fights of my life. Yes, as a parent, my son will wear, and he's like so oblivious. He's like, no one's looking at me. I was like, yes, they are. They are looking at you. They might not say anything, but they're looking. He'll have on like black pants, a blue jacket with yellow and green sneakers, and then it's just everything is all over. I was like, did you look at yourself in the mirror before you left your room? Like, what are you doing? Go back upstairs. And they're like, Mom, no. Like, they fight with me all the time about this. It's crazy. But that's exactly what Grayson is. He's a child that got dressed in the dark and just was like, they're ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. Might as well just worn his like Flash costume from Halloween and he would have been good. Like Daddy Daycare.
Absolutely, just like Daddy Daycare. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. But Kevin Owens, again, absolutely phenomenal on commentary.
Yes.
I love that he plays off of LA Knight's and he just says yes.
Yes. Oh, that was, he was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're like, no, that's not what you said. He's like, yeah, you do. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, absolutely. But then the inevitable happens. Grayson Waller loses the match, and after commercial break, he comes back to ringside with Austin Theory and has
he went to
some
go get his
words.
big brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at my big brother on you, yo. Watch, you just got beat up because you was being a bully, and you go and get your big brother. Now you and your big brother want to go and fight the person that you just tried to beat.
For real, but oh man. I don't know what to really think about this in this feud. Again, I said it last week. This is definitely a filler for Kevin Owens. But I love that he justifies finally losing it on them. And he's like, well, they disrespected my colleagues. You guys are my colleagues tonight, my announce team. And then he just attacks them, doesn't even care about the suspension.
Now.
Yeah, I'm going to go get suspended. My time is done. I'm clocking out, pretty much. That's what he said. He said, I'm clocking out. Don't ask me to restock anything. Don't ask me to do anything at all. I'm done. But we got a slam chat from Krssi. Folks, if you would like to send in a slam chat, that is a great way to help us out, you know, to support us as well. But you guys being in the chat, liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell notifications is also a fantastic way to help support the channel as well. But Krssi says, I'm on cloud 9. Viva la damage control. I'm so happy with Kairi being back and the directions and the storytelling this program can take. Ahoy!
Ahoy.
Thank you so much, Krssi. That definitely leads us to a good transition to our closing segment of SmackDown, our 6-women tag main event. It's Bianca Belair teaming up with Charlotte and Asuka to take on Damage Control, which is Kairi. I guess now she's a new member.
Yeah.
Io Sky and Bailey. This was a short match. It was 6 minutes. But it did what it had to do because it was playing out the story of what's leading into War Games. Bianca goes in for the tag, that hot tag for Asuka. Asuka doesn't go for the tag. She missed Bianca. That good old miss that Asuka missed. And then she turns on Bianca and she joins Damage Control. She gives Kairi a big old hug. What do you think?
I knew I didn't know it was gonna come this soon, but I knew it was happening because I'm like, wait, that's Asuka's bestie. She can't go against her bestie like that. Like that. It just was like, first of all, one, Asuka's not a face; she's a heel. So of course, like, why would she be with the faces? It's like, come on. So I'm just like, okay, and I'm excited to see what happens now, because it's like now it's like 2 stories in one. It's gonna be like the Kairi, Io, and Asuka kind of like figuring out, kind of like pushing Bailey out. How and when we're gonna get this, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some, you know, eggs gemmed and start hatching soon as we get closer and closer. But I'm excited to see how this works.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how this works too. I did miss a slam chat from earlier. So shout out to SP3, of course. LWO feels like a missed opportunity altogether now. They didn't properly tell the story of Santos Escobar growing jealousy of Carlito and Rey Mysterio. And then just said, F it tonight. And why does every group have dissension in WWE? And that's a great point. You know, with LWO, especially, we've mentioned earlier in the show, but now with Damage Control, like, it felt like during the solo in-ring segment, we were maybe hinting at a breakup. I mean, there's definitely some tension with Kairi arriving and Bailey's kind of lost in the plan. She wasn't filled in. But now with Asuka coming in, hugging Kairi, like now Kairi's bringing in people. And it looks like this is what we're going to get for War Games.
It's definitely because I was looking at the numbers. I was like, okay, well, they don't have enough for War Games yet, so maybe let's just be patient. Maybe they'll wait it out. But then by the end of the show, I was like, oh, there's the numbers right there. That's the 5 that you're looking for. Now, who is going to be on the opposite side of the ring is the question for me. I know 2 so far. Who are the other 3?
Well, Shotzi came out to save Charlotte and Bianca. And Shotzi is now great friends with Charlotte Flair.
I mean, all right, sure.
Yeah.
It's not believable, but okay.
I mean, they're giving something for Shotzi. So I can't be mad at that. You know, they're giving Shotzi something. especially after years of nothing and hosting Halloween Havoc at the like, you know, right off the heels of Halloween Havoc. Like, sure. Shotzi comes out. I was more so looking forward to the team ups of what they were going to decide with War Games. I mean, now it's, you know, going to be Asuka joining Damage Control, so they just need one person. Where Shotzi, it seems like Shotzi's joining now. Shotzi, Charlotte, and Bianca need two people. If Shotzi wasn't in the picture and Asuka had stayed with Bianca and Charlotte, it's a random face turn, I would love to see Chelsea and Piper on that team. And then you finally execute some storyline with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And if let's remember, Alba Fire was in the first women's War Games for Team Shayna Baszler.
Yep. I love how you just put that little gem in there, girl. You just dropped it in there and just left it for us to like receive it. I mean, come on. First of all, I am a stand for Miss Piper. First of all, Piper was not even like thought to be in the scene. And then she was like, no, I am your partner. And then now they're like, I love them together. I didn't even think that I would have like loved their chemistry, and like they're like, Chelsea is just Chelsea regardless. Chelsea is great. And then you added Piper in it is so good. So I would have loved to see that happen. But of course, we're not getting that now. But that would have been a great little like gem to have them like in the War Games.
Yeah, I think it would have been good to, you know, get them in of like highlighting the tag titles and being like, hey, like this Damage Control, Bianca Belair and Charlotte thing is happening. But, you know, to enlist the tag division, because what else are you doing with them?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Like, what else are you going to do with them? But now I understand what they're doing. Like, they're telling a story, you know, obviously, but there's so much history when it comes to all of these women.
Yep. Every single last one of them.
Yeah. There's history with Bianca and Io and Kairi dating back to NXT. There's absolutely history between Bayley and Charlotte. There's history with Asuka and Charlotte.
Yeah.
They're like really turning this out into something that is very exciting, honestly. Like, I know that they've already set up the men's War Games on Monday Night Raw. Congrats, that's cute. But with this women's war games, like, I am so much more invested because there's so much rich history. There's so many different, again, there's layers to it. There's so many different elements that you can play when it comes to Survivor Series.
Absolutely. Everyone has been kind of like intermixed with each other, or have done something with someone in this group of women. But yeah, you have Io, you have Bianca, like you have those NXT girls that kind of like came up together, and then you put in like Charlotte and Bayley. Is like, okay, because they're kind of like the vets of the whole crew, you know. So it's kind of like they're going to be the ones that like fill in there and like, well, they'll probably let the younger girls like do more of the bigger things per se in this War Games, but nevertheless they're there to kind of be the anchors of this whole thing, and I'm excited to see who are the other two members that will be a part of the group and how they're going to execute this.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I don't think it probably would be Chelsea and Piper. But again, it's like, oh, yeah, let's just add these two because we ran out of girls. Sorry. Oh, well, you know, and it's like, no, you could, again, with my idea, you can do it with them, Chelsea and Piper, with Alba and Isla, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, I'm really very much looking forward to it. Do you think that we will get Io in the trash can again?
Oh, for sure. I think we should. I think it's definitely, it's like a signature for her. We have to.
Yeah.
We have to.
We absolutely have to. We absolutely have to. I do want to pull up this one question in the chat because we got to talk about it. Do we get Jade Cargill as the fourth on the baby side, or do we get her on the heel side with damage control? Because Dakota's not clear.
Dakota's definitely not going to be a part of this. It's sad to say, but she's still not good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say no.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think no? Do you think that she's not like ready, especially for like a War Games match?
Yes, I don't think that she's ready for a whole War Games match. I think she's ready for a match. What kind of match? That's to be decided. But I definitely don't think that she is ready enough to be in this type of match.
Yeah. I don't think so either. But even if she was going to appear in this match, I do not think she's going to appear in the baby face side of it. Like, she's going to join Damage Control. But if she does join Damage Control, that's like, you just nerfed up that whole entire team. Like, they like leveled up to 9,000 and the other team does not stand a chance. You got Asuka, you got Io, you got Kairi, you got Bayley, and then you're gonna bring in Jade Cargill?
Girl, it's over.
What?
Right, as of right now, I'm still thinking that way for the other team anyway.
Yeah. That's like when Mario gets the star and he's like, dun, 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 dun. Like, you can't beat that team. If Jade comes through, you know?
It is definitely a thing. It's like, because as they're all standing in the ring, I'm like, damn, like who are they going to get? Like, they are toast. Like, this looks like a predictable women's match already. I was like, this War Games is going to be good, but like, I already know who's going to be the outcome. Is like, look at who's the big, like, who's dominating right now? Who's taking over?
Yeah. Honestly, because like you had mentioned, Damage Control has not looked strong, but at the end of this SmackDown, them raising their hands, everyone else is down. Like, they looked pretty strong.
They looked damn strong. They were damn strong. That's why I was sitting. I was like, that last segment, they showed all of them. They all have their hands raised. I was like, they're a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They are a big problem. And I don't know how the other girls are going to be able to, like, fix this.
Yeah. Yeah, they really are. I mean, so what do you think needs to happen to get Damage Control a little more momentum? Like, it seems like it's pretty obvious that they have to win Survivor Series.
They have to win. They should win. They must win. Again, they're already looking dominant. Why not be the more superior team and just win? You have to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make you feel like this is something for a reason. Like, we're here, we're a problem. Like, get over it, and we're not leaving.
Yeah, and like, I just feel like they need to do right by an all-women's faction. Because again, when this was like introduced at SummerSlam, there was so much potential. There was so much potential, but they just were not hitting the ground. And it's more so they weren't letting them hit the ground, because Dakota, Bayley, and Io are a fantastic team. But now you can play up like the history with Kairi, the history with Asuka, the history with Io being, you know, so dominant in Japan. And then the worries of Bayley losing her leadership with Damage Control.
Oh, it's like, it's coming. I don't know when they're gonna pull it, but I think she feels it. I think she feels like it's slipping out of her hands. Something that she put together. Now she's gonna have to fight so hard for.
Yeah. And I wonder where Dakota really stands with it, because she doesn't want to make Bayley feel like, you know, they're pushing her out, but at the same time she was defending Kairi's return and like telling Bayley, like, listen, like, we just thought that you needed some time off, because it's true, like, Bayley's always helping Io win, you know?
Yeah. It's something where I think she had to do that, because she's the leader. She has to make sure that This is a person that she put together. She has to make them feel like they're dominant. So she has to like be the one that like does all of the work that makes sure that my team is succeeding and winning.
Yeah. And for me, listen, this might be a little wild to say. I don't like at me on Twitter. My handle's right below. If you got something to say, definitely write your feelings out in the comments section, in the chat, if I'm about to piss you off. But I think the women's war game match should main event Survivor Series.
Okay.
Like, I just feel a little more invested in what they're doing in the story that they're telling.
Of it, you want to see what the story is going to be.
Yeah.
And you're invested into the story and you want them to close it out. I'm not mad at you, friend.
I just want them to have something a little bit more to play with that story. Like Judgment Day with Cody and main event Jey Uso and like I'm just
like we've seen it all. We've seen every single last scenario that they can have done so far. Just pull that audible and like let the girls cook, guys. Like they're there to and they're ready to go, and I'm sure they're going to like eat.
Yeah, and that's just me. Like maybe they'll open up the show. Like who knows? Maybe they will open up the show. But
either open or close. I think they should set the tone to the show and blow it out the park.
Yeah. Right? I mean, listen, it wouldn't be the first time that they put on a women's match first and it becomes the best match on the card.
Absolutely.
So it wouldn't be the first time, but I know, Jey Uso, main event Jey, it's in his name. Cody's got to finish the story. I get it. But let my women thrive, damn it.
Absolutely. We want the ladies to like get it all and like be seen and blow the roof off the mother. Like it has to, because I feel like they're going to come. They're ready to cook.
Yeah.
They're ready to do this.
Definitely ready to cook. And then you can blur out the CM Punk chants that are going to happen in Chicago. It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
I feel like, that's CM. That's his land. And, Phil, that's where Phil is from. That's Phil is going to be seen around somewhere. Someone is going to do something so that Phil can be heard and seen.
Yeah. For what, 8 years, everyone's been on CM Punk watch. So maybe he becomes the 5th member of Damage Control. I think that's what's going to happen. With a muffin, a cupcake in hand, and he's going to join Damage Control. I have a feeling it's going to happen.
He would join. He would do that to be petty. He would do that.
Run the prediction articles about it. Run up the rumors. All right.
Oh.
And listen, he painted his face for that Sting match. I'm sure he could paint his face like Io or even Asuka for that match.
Listen, girl.
We're just gonna have to wait and see. But overall, this SmackDown, this is a SmackDown after Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
We've got 2 weeks left until Survivor Series. They're already planting the seeds on what's going to be the build-up, the card for Survivor Series. Overall, with this SmackDown tonight,
yes.
Krssi, what do you rate it?
I rated a good 7.5.
Mm-hmm. Why is that? What's something that like could have been a little bit more? What was something that was like this was more exciting that was valid for 7.5?
It was for 7.5 because of the lack of the story for the LWO. They took too long with this. It's just like little things like that. What won me over, or gave the episode more, is like how they did the whole Damage Control story and the story leading up to what we're going to have for War Games. That's what kind of like led it and like kind of like tilted it over to like, because at first it was a 6.
Yeah. It was definitely like a 6 for me too. I would say a 7. I would lean more to a 7.5. Like you said, like the story with LWO, I'm glad that it's happening. Like already, just do it already, because they've been teasing this for a very long time with not a lot to work with. So it's just like, get it over with. I love what they were doing with the women as well with tonight. Really, again, really setting up.
Yep.
Yeah, really setting up that War Games match. Again, there's so much history between all of these women. There's so many layers to build up for the match. And there's a lot to play with.
Definitely a lot to play with.
There's a lot to play with this women's War Games. But I will give the credit where credit's due. 10 out of 10 for Kevin Owens on commentary.
I can agree with you there, friend. I can agree. And then it had so much like segments of showing like recaps and everything like that. I was like, guys, like I know Crown Jewel was just the last weekend, but we saw it on the other programming. Like you don't have to show us all these things. It's fine.
Yeah, just recapping Crown Jewel, which was predictable. Of course, they were going to do it. But yeah, that one segment with Kevin Owens with the football titles as well. Like it was just like, I wouldn't buy that. I don't know who you're pushing that towards, but it ain't me.
It ain't me. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely Kevin Owens and Damage Control are the MVPs of SmackDown, and we definitely have to give credit where credit's due. It's a 7.5 out of 10 from the both of us, for sure. Woo! Woo, 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 Krssi, this is so much fun. I love this. This. We gotta get you back on again.
Fun. Please, thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me fill in for my girl Stephanie. This was so fun, guys. I appreciate it. Even if SmackDown wasn't given, I still had fun doing this recap with you guys.
Listen, SmackDown wasn't giving, but we were.
Yeah. Period.
For this post show, we were. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can listen to you and see your beautiful face.
Okay, friends. Hello. You can catch me on the True Hill Heat podcast. We are live every Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. We are there live giving you the recap every week from all platforms of wrestling, myself and SP3. Other than that, you can find me on Serving Face the Hills with Miss Stephanie Hypes. Thank you, sir. Back there, our producer. Thanks, friend. Other than that, you can find me on Serving Face and Hills with my girl Stephanie Hypes. Our episode is dropping on Sunday, so please see that. Other than that, I'm on recaps and all over the True Hill Heat YouTube channel page, and I do guest appearances like this. People ask me to be on their shows, and I'm always happy to fill in. So, yep. Call me up, peeps. I'm available.
Yeah. Call her up, hire her, and whatever you offer her, double it. Please and thank you.
Aww,
yes.
Love you.
Of course. And if you ever see a group of kids at a wrestling show, Krssi might be there with the wrestling club, of course.
Please, yes, thank you. And if you can donate and help us out for the cause of trying to get these little kitties to go to Philly. The school is not helping us, unfortunately. So we are helping and trying to raise and donate and give whatever we can to take these lucky children to, see something that's one in a lifetime. So make their dreams come true, peeps.
Yeah, make their dreams come true, and you can live vicariously through them. Yes. There's nothing better than watching a wrestling show through the eyes of a little kid. Like, truly. It's real to them, damn it. The magic is there. Like, yes. Please go donate. Of course. Yes. Please go donate. Yes. But you can follow me at Queen of the Ring, 2Gs on Twitter as well. Definitely, like this video.
Yes,
subscribe to BodySlam Heat. BodySlamNet.
Listen, there's always some heat going on, friend. It's okay. Don't worry.
True heel BodySlam Heat. That's where. No, but you can subscribe to BodySlamNet for all of our post shows, interviews as well. Really good stuff coming at you very, very soon. So yeah, that was Know Your Role tonight. Again, be sure to subscribe and follow us all. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Bye.